95% are going to die.
Yeah.
95% are going to die. Yeah. Yeah, there's also entertainment in watching companies die too.
The cryptocurrency industry is in the midst of a major credibility crisis. Terra USD, a stablecoin linked to the US dollar and its native token Luna, crashed in a matter of days, bankrupting many investors and sending the crypto industry into a tailspin. Angry investors have turned against Dokwan, the Terra blockchain's founder and CEO, as a result of this spectacular crash. Is Dokwan responsible for the $45 billion crash? Did he reveal his Terra revival plan too? Stay tuned until the end to know more about it. Before we get into more details, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you have post notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of our videos. So who is Dokwan? Terra USD and its native token Luna were created by Dokwan. Many, however, believed he hyped and promoted a project that lacked a solid foundation. Luna is an algorithmically governed blockchain protocol that provides a stablecoin collection. It keeps the prices stable by employing. With the Luna circulating supply now in the trillions, restarting the chain prior to the attack is deemed one way to revive the wider Terra ecosystem. The first stage of the hard fork has arrived, with the Terra Luna vote for the new network now underway. With only 2 days left, 66% of the 262 million votes cast support the fork. If it passes, which appears to be the case, the network plan will move on to the next phase. The Terra Core release and launch instructions will be available on May 23rd, with developers having until May 25th to register. Then on May 27th, the launch snapshot will be taken for UST and Luna holders. While the South Korean who graduated from Stanford University with a degree in computer science always radiates confidence, he has been particularly critical of his rivals and opposers on social media. He has chastised investors for putting their money into competing stablecoin projects and has slammed anyone who questions his credentials. In the tweet, he said, "Bow before the king." Kwon has also referred to UST and Luna critics as poor, adding, "I don't debate the poor." The trash-talking South Korean entrepreneur called the cryptocurrency he created in 2018 my greatest invention. He trumpeted the world-changing potential of the currency, Luna, in countless tweets and interviews, rallying a band of investors and supporters he proudly referred to as lunatics. Kwon ironically boasted that watching companies die is also entertaining about a week before Terra lost its dollar peg. Despite the failure of his stablecoin, Kwon did not apologize publicly and wrote on May 11th that Terra's return to its former glory would be a sight to behold. Kwon's company Terraform Labs raised more than $200 million from investment firms such as Lightspeed Venture Partners and Galaxy Digital to fund cryptocurrency projects built with currency, despite critics questioning its technological foundations. Luna's total value surged to more than $40 billion US, sparking a frenzy of interest among day traders, startup founders, and wealthy investors. His company claimed to be developing a modern financial system in which users could conduct complex transactions without the use of banks or other middlemen. In 2018, Kwon began marketing the Luna currency.
What was unique about Terra is that all the use cases and the reason why people hold Terra stablecoins has not been driven by these recursive incentives. There's no incentives in Luna to hold the Terra stablecoin.
Terra USD, a stablecoin, was introduced by Terraform in 2020. However, even by the standards of experimental crypto technology, Terra USD was risky. It was not backed by cash, treasuries, or other traditional assets, unlike the popular stablecoin Tether. Its supposed stability was instead derived from algorithms that linked its value to Luna. Kwon used the two related coins as a foundation for more elaborate borrowing and lending projects in the murky world of DeFi. Crypto experts were skeptical that an algorithm could keep Kwon's twin cryptocurrencies stable from the start. A white paper outlining the stablecoin proposal arrived on the desk of Cyrus Ionesi, an analyst at crypto investment firm Scalar Capital, in 2018. Ionesi sent a note to his boss explaining that the project was in danger of entering a death spiral, in which a drop in the price of Luna would bring the stablecoin down with it. Kwon made a public remark about the possibility of a crypto collapse, joking,
I wonder how many of these companies you think are entering the space just because it's hot and there's a lot of funding versus the ones that will still be here, like 2 to 5 years later.
95% are going to die.
Yeah.
95% are going to die. Yeah. Yeah, there's also entertainment in watching companies die too.
There's entertainment. Oh man, that's so evil. At least you get to learn from it, right?
Even so, venture capital poured in to fund projects based on Luna's underlying technology, such as services for people to exchange cryptocurrencies or borrow and lend Terra USD. Arrington Capital and Coinbase Ventures, among others, invested more than $200 million between 2018 and 2021. However, Luna and other currency developed by Dokwan, Terra USD, have recently experienced a spectacular collapse. Their meltdowns had domino effect on the rest of the cryptocurrency market, crashing Bitcoin's price and accelerating the crypto economy loss of $300 billion in value. This week, at the time of writing, the price of Luna remained close to zero, while the price of Terra USD fell further. The downfall of Luna and Terra USD is a case study in crypto hype, and who is left holding the bag when it all falls apart? Respected financiers willing to back highly speculative financial products greatly helped Dokwan's rise. Some of those investors profited handsomely from the early sale of their Luna and Terra USD coins, while retail traders now face devastating losses. According to Paul Veradicticit, an investor at Pantera Capital, which invested in Dokwan's efforts, the firm made a profit of about 100 times its initial investment after selling roughly 80% of its Luna holdings over the last year. Pantera made a profit of around $170 million on a $1.7 million investment. Veradicticit described the recent crash as unfortunate. A lot of retail investors have lost money. I'm sure a lot of institutional investors have too. Dokwan did not respond to messages left for him. His other investors, for the most part, remained silent. The rise and fall of Luna and Terra USD was fueled by the irresponsible behavior of institutions backing Dokwan. According to Kathleen Brittman, co-founder of the crypto platform Tezos, "You've seen a bunch of people trying to trade in their reputations to make quick bucks," she said. Now, she added, they're trying to console people who are seeing their life savings slip out from underneath them. There's no defense for that. Some of Dokwan's most important investors have suffered losses. Changpeng Zhao, CEO of Binance, a cryptocurrency exchange that invested in Terraform Labs, said his company purchased $3 million worth of Luna, which reached a high of $1.6 billion. Binance, on the other hand, has never sold any of its tokens. The value of its Luna holdings is currently less than $3,000. For a company the size of Binance, whose US arm is valued at $4.5 billion, that loss is still a drop in the bucket. Regular traders have felt the impact of the collapse's pain. People who had poured their savings into Luna or Terra USD expressed despair on a Reddit forum for Luna evangelists, while users sharing lists of suicide hotlines. The crash has also caused chaos on enthusiasts who were working on startups that relied on Dokwan's crypto infrastructure. Dokwan is facing legal action in South Korea, following the failure of his well-publicized pet project. 5 crypto investors in South Korea have filed criminal complaints against him and his Terraform co-founder Daniel Shin, accusing them of fraud and financial regulations violations. Dokwan is also said to be facing a $78 million tax fine for allegedly evading corporate and income tax payments. Dokwan may be accused of mismanaging his project and engaging in risky social behavior. He is unlikely to face any jail time as a result of the criminal charges, because proving that what he did was a fraud is difficult. It was market forces at play, unless evidence of wrongdoing surfaces. Dokwan's reputation is likely to take a massive hit. In 2009, Bernie Madoff lost investors $60 billion. He was sentenced to 150 years in prison. However, in 2022, Dokwan lost investors $60 billion after Luna collapsed to $0. And then he created Luna 2.0. What? Several crypto exchanges, including Binance and Coinbase, have blacklisted Terra Luna coins, following the staggering loss investors experienced when the supply chain ratio of the algorithmically designed stablecoins broke. Dokwan has at last spoken about the Terra Luna stablecoin crash. So what is his backup plan? The CEO is looking for a plan to bring Terra ecosystems back from the brink of total destruction. Terra Luna Hard Fork is the name of this strategy. Notably, this is the company's second revival strategy developed by the CEO. Dokwan proposed abandoning the Terra stablecoin and redistributing Luna tokens to community members in his first proposal on May 14th. But that did not work out. Dokwan, on the other hand, does not appear to be ready to give up Luna Terra just yet.
So I think that type of stereotype is a perfect recipe to get correct. And what I like to say is that silence is a perfectly good option if stupid.
According to the reports, the founder will address design flaws in the Terra ecosystem. A hard fork is the process of validating all invalid blocks and transactions on the blockchain network. But how will this help? Terra will no longer be linked to the current Terra blockchain, but will instead be linked to the new blockchain, after which the Terra token will be switched to Terra Classic, Terraform Labs' algorithmically designed stablecoin. To move forward, the Terra coin proposal includes redistributing tokens. Meanwhile, Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao opposes the hard fork method. He recommended that investors burn the token instead. The process of sending crypto to the dead wallet from which the token can never be retrieved is referred to as burning. This could help balance the currency supply. When the supply of tokens declines, so does inflation. Terraform Labs may be able to recover their token as a result of this. Terraform Labs currently does not have a concrete plan to resolve the Luna Terra crisis. It appears that investors will have to wait a little longer to see what the future holds for them. So guys, thank you for stopping by to watch this. Investing in cryptocurrencies is extremely dangerous and you should proceed with caution. Make sure you do your own research and don't forget to invest only what you can afford to lose. As always, we will keep you updated, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified on our daily dose. And don't forget to like and share.